Good morrow, scholars. Welcome back to, well, I guess not welcome back to anything, but welcome back to one of my videos. I thought for a minute that I wasn't going to have anything to record, but then I was struck by inspiration the other day at work, and I started talking to some of my friends. And so in this video, which I may end up breaking up into like 4 different videos just to kind of get all my thoughts out there without overwhelming anybody. And I'm sure you can see from the title of the video, what color lightsaber would the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have? What do you guys think? The colors of the mask? Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye everybody. But that's too simple. That's also way too easy. And if there's one thing that this channel is known for, it's we do not do things the easy way. I apologize. But, all joking aside, it's kind of a tough call, isn't it? No one seems to fit in any particular category over the others. And then when you think you figured it out, something else kind of pops up in your mind and it completely derails the thoughts that you had. Like Raphael. Most people I've talked to, because, I like to get opinions, might think that, he's aggressive and he's passionate about, fighting evil and everything. That he'd be a shoo-in for, a red lightsaber. He could be said to embody Sith principles. And also his mask is red, so, color coordination. But if we take the masks out of the equation, which I think that's the most important thing, because that kind of puts a bias in your mind. You know what I mean? But I personally think that he uses these traditionally dark side emotions. Let's say they're in a Star Wars setting, but they're still the Ninja Turtles. Anyway, he uses these dark side emotions in a positive way. You know what I mean? He's not doing them solely to further his own goals and ambitions. Although technically he is, because his ambition is to fight, the bad guys. But he's using these things to fight, the bad guys and save people. Does that remind you of anyone? I hope it does. Have you figured it out? Do you know where I'm going? That's right. I wanted to try something. How do you guys feel about being called iguanodons if you're a fan of this channel? Since, Iggy is an iguana, and iguanodons are one of my favorite dinosaurs. Anyway. Mace Windu and his purple lightsaber. Mace Windu uses traditionally dark side emotions, although it must be admitted, the dark side that his opponent exudes rather than like his internal dark side. Although, arguments can be made for both, and I think that there's like a little bit of his own that he uses in order to tap into it. And then he turns that into a force. I'm sorry. If we're gonna talk about Star Wars, anytime I said the word force, even if it's a lowercase f, I'm gonna have a little giggle. For good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of similarities, I think, in their mindsets. You've got 2 warriors that have honed their physical prowess to frightening degrees. You've got just that overwhelming sort of power to, well, overwhelm an opponent. Uh, and that's why I really feel that if you transplant Raphael into a Star Wars setting, he ends up with a purple-colored lightsaber. But failing that, uh, it might surprise you to say, although maybe not. Who knows? Maybe you had this thought first. Uh, Out of all the Jedi classes that are, canon right now that we have any knowledge of, there's one that he fits, and it's actually still Mace Windu when you think about it. Originally, Mace Windu was going to have a blue lightsaber because blue represents the Jedi Guardians. The Jedi Guardians are, whatchamacallit? No, they're not the candy bar. They're the warriors of the Jedi. And it really strikes me as, basically Raphael, if he didn't have a purple lightsaber, it would probably be blue because he values his physical strength and capabilities over anything else that he might have going for him. That's why he's not as smart as Donatello, and he's not as, what do you call it? I'm trying to think of a word that basically means he's not fit to be the leader like Leonardo, but I can't think of any one word that fits that, so we'll stick with that. You know what I mean? He's kind of in that weird area of where one's physical abilities are what they focus on, and everything else kind of falls by the wayside. And so that's why I think that he would end up either purple, or failing that, a blue lightsaber denoting a Jedi Guardian. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe you thought of some things that I didn't. There are a lot of things we could go into discussion about. Canon examples of Raphael. Sorry, got some in my eye. Also kind of a headache. Either embodying the, not the tropes, that's not the word. We'll say the values of, Jedi Guardians, or if you wanted to say, a Sith saber. Well, actually, no. Sith saber would be the equivalent of a Jedi Knight in the old EU. I don't know if that translates into the new EU, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Could I be onto something? Are there any things from canon, both old and new, in Star Wars that you might think of that makes you believe he would have maybe a different color, or would make you agree with me that he would either have purple, since he's a lot like Mace Windu, or would he just stick with the traditional blue? Me personally, I think I'm onto something, and I hope by the end of this little series, because I'm going to break it up into 4 parts, like I said, that we'll have figured out something, and I will have a special surprise of sorts. Nothing like, physical or anything. It's just, there's going to be a shakeup at the end of this series that I hope you guys will enjoy. And until next time, goodbye, everybody. Let's see. I wonder if I'll have 2 videos up today and then 2 on Wednesday. We'll see what happens.